Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts here, coming at you with another video. We're in our research greenhouse here at the high school, and we're going to do a little bit of pollination today. So this is something that I've been having my students work on for about the last month. I've got 3 students that are working on trying to do some crossbreeding, and then we're starting that fertilizer test trial. But we're heading into the colder part of the year, and my sample petunias that we've been using to do our crossbreeding work, our seed petunias, they're reaching the end of their life. And I kind of figured today was one of the last days I'd have a chance to have that donor pollen. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to do some fertilization here. I'm going to walk you through that process so that you can see what's going on here. And hopefully we can get something to take and we can get some seeds set. So let me get you moved on over here. We'll get a nice close look up and we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is one of our samples that we're going to be working with today. And the donor pollen, we're going to be using that from these pink blossoms that we have. These marks on the outside, that's not decoration. That's just where we had some budworms that were working on these. But we're going to go ahead and do some pollination. So when we're doing this, what we're going to look for is we want to look for newer young blossoms. So these blossoms here that are just starting to open up, it's got a little water in it. And it's when the pistil still has, the end of that is still sticky. It's still got some residue on there so that it can capture that pollen and feed it while it starts growing the pollen tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of quickly open these up. No, this isn't exactly how I showed my students. They know it a little bit different, but we're going to do something kind of fast and dirty here. We're going to pull off one of our anthers with the stamen on it, and we're going to just take that and see if we can get that rearranged. Uh-oh. Hold still. We're going to rearrange that on our tweezers. We're going to come in, we're going to just go right to the end of that pistil. We're going to dab this stamen on there and get some of that pollen spread all around. Okay, so normally you would go through and you would remove the other stamen in there. But at this point, we're just trying to get some seeds set. We're not super focused on that. And we'll go into this blossom too. I know we're not going to get a lot, but we're going to just try to get some of these to take. Let's see if we can grab another one. And I'm just coming down here and I'm just grabbing the anther with the stamen on there, holding that nice and tight. We're going to find some other blossoms over here. Again, we want the newer, younger ones that are just opening, so we can reach down in there, dab some pollen on there, and hopefully we can get some of that pollen to grow. And yes, when I say grow, I mean grow. So when it gets on that pistil, it is fed and it starts to grow, and we have a pollen tube that develops and it goes down into the ovaries, and then it takes that genetic material all the way down there to that where the eggs are. And yes, plants have eggs. That's what we call their reproductive cells. Okay, you know, I think we should probably get some to work on this. And anyway, both the male and female pollen's brought together, and then we get some seeds. Okay, I'm going to try just one more, and I'm going to go with every blossom I have. Because again, this is kind of going to be our last chance for a little bit of plant romance. And we're going in there. Hope you can see all this. We're just dabbing it right on the pistil. Okay, there's one more stamen in there. We'll grab that one. Now this one's already been hit, but we'll add some more pollen to it. Can't see a pistil in that one. There we go. There's a little pollen there. Okay, we're going to grab this last blossom. And I don't know that the stamen are ripe on this one, but we'll take a look and see if we can get any pollen to come off. There's not a pistil on that one. It's malformed. Okay. All right, we will move to the next one. And this one's already got a little bit of pink on it, which is actually kind of fun. So the newer blossoms on this one are pink. So we're going to come in here, we're going to expose those stamen, get all of this out of the way. Come in here, try to grab one. And the pink blossoms are the newest. We'll reach down there, go right on top of that pistil. Wipe that pollen all around in there. See if we can get some plant romance going on, get some seeds formed. There's a lot of pollen on this one, so hopefully one of these will take, because it does not take a lot of seed to start filling up a greenhouse. And the reason we're pollinating these is these are the Firefly Petunias. These are the F1 generation, so these are seeds that I planted of my Firefly Petunias. And then I brought them in here, and the students and I are working to try to bring some color into these. And we're going to go just a little crazy. You don't have to use tweezers. You can just do this. Just grab one of these, grab a blossom, just wiggle that down into the flower, and you will transfer over some of that pollen. Okay, that's it for that one. And then we'll move on here. We're going to do this one real quick. See if we can get this one going. Grab some of these. Oh, that one's got water in it. I don't know that there's any pollen coming off of that. I don't know that these are ripe. Let's get that pistil out of the way. Let's go in here and do this. Yeah, there's a very minimal amount of pollen coming off on those. One of the anthers is, one of the stamens is open, but not the other one. That's okay. We just need a few to keep this generation going. Yep, there's a little bit on that one. It's a malformed one. It's got water in it. That's not going to help. Okay, open up this last blossom. See if we've got ripe male reproductive parts in there. I don't think that one's ripe. It's already pollinated. Can't really see the pollen coming off of that stamen, so I don't know that that one was ripe either. All right, so we're going to go with that and hope that we have it. So anyway, I hope you're learning something about plant pollination. Again, this is a pretty basic process. We're just basically taking the male reproductive parts from one flower and the female reproductive parts from another flower, and we're putting them together and hoping that the pollen grains come off of that stamen and then adhere to the female reproductive parts. This is something that you can do in your own home. Just be aware that not every plant can be done this way. Some of them, especially if you get like into orchids, sure, you can pollinate them, but then germinating the seed is something completely other. But anyway, I hope you're learning something about plant pollination and kind of our journey here in the greenhouse. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.